The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be.
Coverage of the 2025 NFL Draft from historic Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, as your New York Jets look for their next superstar. Some of your favorite analysts will join Jake to break it all down. Get ready for the next round, Asmaniacs. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Live from New York City, live from my draft party, it is the Jake Asman Show. Apologies for the audio and the cold open. We're working through it as we try and figure things out here in New York City. But I want to thank everyone who came out to this party. Many of you probably aren't watching this live right now because you're downstairs right now. It was a crazy, crazy night. I want to give you guys a little feel for the amount of people we had at this party that is still going on behind me. Thank you to Fireman Ed for coming out tonight. He's going to join us in just a bit. And this was Fireman Ed right before the Jets made their pick. The Jets, of course, taking Armand Membou. Let's go, baby. All right, let's get into it. Give you guys some initial thoughts here. I am a huge, huge fan of this pick. To me, the Jets needed to either do one of two things at pick number 7, assuming they couldn't trade down. They needed to, 1, take Tyler Warren or whoever they deemed as the best available weapon in that spot, or 2, solidify the offensive line and take an offensive tackle. And that's what they've done. In theory, the New York Jets now have bookend offensive tackles for what we hope will be the next 8 to 10 years. We hope that Olu Fashanu, we hope that Armand Membou now play together on the left and right side for the next 8 to 10 years. That's what you're doing with this pick. You look at the projected offensive line for the New York Jets, they have a chance to be one of the best offensive lines in the league on paper, and we know how that works, right? Now they got to prove it. They got to stay healthy, all that. But on paper, this is an offensive line that is probably the most talented offensive line the Jets will put on a field since 2010, since 2009. From left to right of Olu, Simpson, Tippmann, Vera Tucker, and Membou, find me a team that the Jets have had that has a better 1 through 5 than what they currently have during this playoff drought. So I am fully on board with taking Membou. I wanted Tyler Warren if I had it my way. I would have went with the weapon, right? I would have put my faith in this regime being able to find maybe a plug-and-play tackle or a guard if they wanted to move AVT on day 2 of this draft. But I can't sit here and criticize the pick. This guy is considered by many to be the best offensive lineman in the draft. Connor Rogers, who I respect, and I know Jet fans certainly respect, he has him as his number 1 rated tackle. Daniel Jeremiah has him as one of the top players in the draft. This guy is an instant plug-and-play right tackle. Now, people will say, well, Glenn is copying what the Lions did when they drafted Penei Sewell. And while that might be true, what made that draft so successful for Detroit was they then found Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round. They found their weapon in that same draft. They didn't need to take Jamar Chase, right, because they still found that receiver anyway. So the Jets now, I believe, on night 2, need to absolutely pivot towards taking the best available weapon at 42. The best available playmaker at 42. That could be a receiver. That could be a tight end. That, to me, is the approach they need to take. But you can't be upset with solidifying the line. You can't. The board fell to them, right? I was curious to see what would happen if Mason Graham was there and they could have decided. I was curious to see what would happen if maybe even Ashton Genty was there. But, those decisions were already made for the Jets. They weren't there. You had a wild start to this draft after Cam Ward went 1. Hunter going 2 is a huge surprise, but still, Hunter was never going to make it to the Jets at 7. So Hunter's at Jacksonville at 2, Carter at 3, Campbell 4. It's still the same group of 4 players we all typically expected to go in this draft. It got a little funky with Graham going 5 to Cleveland, but we thought Graham was likely going to go 5 to Jacksonville, so nothing changed there. Genty going 6, That was projected by many people. Nothing changed there. So Membou ends up being the pick at 7, and for a while he was the guy a lot of people penciled in to be a Jet. Now the Jets could have taken Kelvin Banks Jr. if they thought he was the better tackle, but he's never been a right tackle. He's only been a left tackle, and they clearly thought Membou was the better player because they could have taken Banks and moved him over to the right side. They ultimately chose not to do that. So I think you look at the way the board broke, and I think the Jets took the best available player at a position in need. We could debate if they should have done weapon or not, and that's now got to be the approach on day 2 and day 3. But ultimately, I think if you're a Jet fan, you cannot be upset at this pick at all. This is a pick that makes the Jets a better football team. Now they got to find weapons on day 2. Maybe they could supplement the wide receiver room or tight end room with a trade or adding some guys after the draft. But this ultimately makes the Jets better on offense. And I felt like this pick had tonight needed to be a weapon or needed to be a tackle. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned that we had some special guests joining this megacast live from Clinton Hall. And the man who got us all fired up tonight, leading the Jet Chat, is in the building. He's on the couch. Fireman Ed is here. He's got to put the headset on with the helmet on. Look at this. Look at this.
Just gotta go like this.
Oh my God. Let's get you mic'd up, baby. There we go.
Let's go.
How we feeling? How we feeling?
Let's go. I can't listen. Jake, how could you feel how could you not be happy when you have an offensive lineman in the house? When you have an offensive lineman.
Build the trenches. Well, to me, Ed, this pick tonight came down to, are you going to go weapon or are you going to go with the offensive tackle? I can't fault the Jets for taking the best available offensive tackle. He's a pure right tackle. It's exactly what they needed. I was a little nervous with some of the talk of defense. We'll never know if they would have taken Mason Graham, let's say, if he was there. But your thoughts on ultimately going tackle over, say, Tyler Warren or a different weapon in that spot?
Well, first off, Tyler Warren's still on the board.
He is.
He's still on the board.
Colston Loveland was the first tight end off the board tonight.
You know, that's why we're sitting here as fans, and the professionals are doing their job, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. I will never listen. I'm from the Bill Parcells school of thought. The offensive lineman, we might as well have a factory. You all right? Well, hold on. Let me get this. Let me take this out. Take this. I got to take the helmet
there
off.
There you go. Let's get you mic'd up so people can hear that Fireman Ed thinks. Give me the helmet. We'll proudly display it. I tried to match you. I'm not a fireman, but I tried to be a construction worker for tonight.
Oh, I love it. I seen you walking around with that. I liked it.
That's right.
I liked it.
I love it. Put the helmet where it belongs. But I mean, ultimately, they addressed a huge need. Now, to me, we're going to learn a lot about this regime tomorrow night. Can they find a legit receiver, a legit tight end, pick 42, pick 73? There's guys in this draft that could be playmakers. The Jets have always, in their history, failed to find that guy on the second and third day of the draft. Now it feels like they have to if they're going to have any chance of success.
Well, you know what? Hey, listen, they just started out, and they picked the right guy. All right? Membou fell into their lap. They weren't sure. Hey, Jake, let's face the facts. At one point, we were talking 5 Jaguars, 6 Raiders. Membou was on the clock for them, right? We didn't know if that was going to happen. We were thinking we were going to go with Warren. Well, Membou came, and you know what? I think that's the smart pick. I mean, solidify the offensive line. You're not winning the world championship this year. What you're doing is you're building a core of offensive linemen that are young studs. John Simpson is your senior man on that line, right? I mean, everybody's young. AVT is only 4 years in. I mean, you're talking about a young stud offensive line. You have to be excited about that. World championships are won. We know this. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Look what they did. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I'm fired up. And look, ultimately, and Tyler Warren ends up going to the Colts here. So the answer on where the tight ends
Tyler
go.
Warren went to who?
Tyler Warren to the Indianapolis Colts.
That makes sense.
You got 2 tight ends off the board. Look, the Jets obviously could have taken Warren if they had confidence in him being the best player, but I can't fault them with building through the trenches. The question now becomes, so you got your projected offensive line. I mean, if these guys stay healthy, how good can they be? Because you're going to try and run the crap out of the football. You got a running quarterback. I don't love anything about these Breece Hall trade rumors.
My God.
I believe he needs to be on
I
the
was
team.
waiting for you to address that.
Because this is an offensive line that Breece should be able to thrive with. I mean, Saquon Barkley wasn't Saquon until he got to Philadelphia and got to enjoy the benefits of that O-line. This O-line is really talented. It's the best line the Jets will put on a football field if healthy since probably 09-10 with Rex when it was all about grounding and pounding, which seemingly is what Aaron Glenn and Tanner Engstrom want to do.
You know what I say to you, Jake? Amen. Amen. I couldn't agree with you more. Let me tell you something. If they're going to even entertain the fact that they're going to trade Breece Hall, that's going to really it's going to hurt the fan base. The fan base loves Breece Hall. I could just tell you right
100%.
now. You know that, Jake. That man hasn't been used correctly for a lot of different reasons. Okay? Number one, Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Okay? Well, a lot of stuff. We can't relive all this bullshit. Okay? The bottom line is Breece Hall is your number one back. Give him an opportunity with this offensive line. Give Justin Fields a chance. When you run the rock, you give Justin Fields more of an opportunity to be able to see the field and be able to do a bunch of different things. All right? Okay? That's how you win football games. I love the fact that this regime has started the right way by getting this kid from Missouri. I love that. I love it. I'll never be against that. I think ultimately when we look back on it, it's not the sexy pick, but it's the right pick.
It's a pick
the right pick
that sets the tone. Because here's the thing.
Yes, it does.
You go back to the start of the Joe Douglas tenure. They never got up from the mistake of missing on Mekhi Becton, right? They were chasing their tail trying to find the solution there. You know what? If you think Membou could solidify your line, you got left tackle established, you got right tackle established, and now you're in position to go out there and hopefully have a real identity on offense for the first time in forever. You have Fields who could run. You got Breece. You got Braylon Allen. You got a coordinator who's all about running the football. Like, you could win games in the NFL still by running the ball, taking care of the football, and playing good defense. I'm going to trust that Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes can get this defense to be a lot better. Now you got to be able to score points, and the way to do that is have a stacked offensive line and run the football. So I don't have a problem with this pick. I just need to see them now address weapons on day two. They're going to need a receiver. They need a tight end. And hopefully they get it right because the Jets haven't gotten it right on day two, day three at receiver or tight end in years. You got to go back to what? Lavernius Coles, Jericho Cotchery.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Well, Garrett Wilson.
But he's a day one pick, top 10.
No, I know that.
You know.
I'll tell you what. What about Malachi Corley? I mean,
Malachi.
Malachi. Did we forget about him? Did we forget about him?
Okay.
Let's give him an opportunity. No. But it's a new regime. This is what the problem is. When you don't pick these guys, that's where it all comes down to. But there's other tight ends out there. There's other wide receivers out there, right? I mean, this draft. Let's see let's listen. I don't think you could ever be disappointed in building an offensive line. There's no way you could be disappointed in that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's see what happens. We're all just waiting. Listen, I was hearing my buddy tell me they were going to take Sanders. I said, could you imagine this fan? Or Genti? Could you imagine? Because we don't know what we have. We're looking at this new regime. We don't know what we have. Well, at least now we know that they're on the right
some common
page.
Sense. They got some common sense. Yeah. I mean, this crowd tonight's been electric, and I played this before you sat down with us. Here's the best view in the house that I had right before the Jets pick was in of you getting us going here at Clinton Hall in New York City.
Tell you what a crowd.
What a night, man.
I tell you what, it was I was impressed. I tell you the Jet fan base showed up. And you know why? Because they love Jake. They love my man Jake. That's the bottom line.
I appreciate you being here,
all the Asmaniacs are rolling. They all showed up. I'm actually getting to know all the people. I watch Jake's show all the time, and I'm starting to see them one by one, and they're coming up. Kyle Clifton.
Yes.
I got a bunch of different people that are coming up.
You met Mr.
I seen
Bonesy.
some of the ladies involved. I mean, it's beautiful. You know what? What a community. You got something special going on here. And it's nice because We need that. We don't have a lot, and to have that fan base come together, and Jake is making that happen. You know what? And that's why I wanted to be a part of this tonight. I was supposed to go on a golf outing. I didn't. It got canceled. I said, Jake, let's do it. And I'm here, and I'll tell you what. Just like I thought, what spectacular. Spectacular.
Love it. I can't thank you enough for being here, Ed. Hopefully the rest of the draft is good for our Jets, but I think we're off to a good start. I think if you're a Jet fan, I don't know how, even if you wanted maybe a different player, a different tackle, or you wanted Tyler Warren, I don't know how you could sit here and be upset. They use logic. Let's trust their evaluation. They haven't steered us wrong yet, right? They haven't drafted anyone yet. They deserve the benefit of the doubt. Let's see. Glenn was a scout. He wanted this job. Muji's highly regarded. Let's hope they got it right with their evaluation that Membou was the best tackle for them at 7.
Listen, what we went through in the offseason, all the different things, we've been down. The fan base has been down. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. But Aaron Glenn was a champion as a player. I love Aaron Glenn. Loved him as a player. Number 31 in your program. I know Aaron, and Aaron knows me. We went back a long way from 98, all right? In the championship game, we did a couple of things together. Anyway, I wish Aaron nothing but the best. I want to see him succeed. He's one of us. He's an original. He's a Jet. We drafted him. Of course I want to see Aaron Glenn. I don't know anything about Darren Muji. I don't know anything about him. I'm wishing all the best. We want to – listen, we are on this wheel, this hamster wheel, and we can't get off. We're hoping that this regime could say, well, this ain't the way it's going to be anymore. We're going to change this. And you know what? The fan base will embrace you. They will love you. They are waiting. They're waiting for the Savior to come and help us. We haven't been in the playoffs in 14 years. We haven't had a winning record since 2015. We haven't had a home playoff game since 2002. Come on! Let's go! All right? The fan base deserves it. We got a great fan base. And this guy right here is doing everything he can to support the Jet organization and keep the positive vibes. And you know what? That's why I want to be a part of him. I want to be a part of Jake Asman show. Is it Asman?
Man. But you got it right. Asman like Jasmine.
The Jake Asman show. I want to be a part of it. Thank you for having me, Jake. Love you, brother.
Ed, you're the best. Thanks for being here. You made everyone's night.
All the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's Fireman Ed. I'm going to stay on, get to some
Jets.
of your super chats, continue talking about the draft pick. We will be live for the entirety of the second and third round tomorrow night and all day on Saturday for rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to do a show in the morning as well. We're going to have Nick Faria join us, break down with the options for day 2. So this show is not going to be as long as you've come to know around here, because I want to get back downstairs where the party is at. But we got more special guests coming. Ladies and gentlemen, a man is about to sit down next to me who's as handsome as anyone in the building. The great Nick Shine has arrived. First off, Nick, thank you for all your help tonight. You came here early, helped me set up. You're producing things on the fly. You're making it happen, man. You helped me with the raffles as we were trying to figure out where, in this place with 300 people, where certain people were to try and get some of their signed jerseys. So thank you for your help making this night so much fun.
This is fucking awesome. This is a really cool moment for a Jet fan to be at. Great community, Jake. It's a credit to what you built, and just wanted to lessen the burden on your shoulders today. Kind of like Membou's going to do for Justin Fields.
That's right.
Baby.
That's right. What do you think of the pick? You on board?
I like it, right? It's a smart move. But, hard work isn't sexy. Offensive lineman work isn't sexy, but it leads to success. So I am on board with it. I was one who did want Warren. I'm surprised Warren slid and Loveland went before him.
Yeah, how about that?
That was a little bit of a shock following the rest of the draft. But it makes sense. You have a running quarterback. You have a trio in the backfield. As of now, right, we still have a trio.
Sure.
Better
remain a
sense
trio.
to get a monster at right tackle that can help build the identity, build the culture, and build the run game to become elite. The run game is still relevant in the NFL. I know passing is sexy. Running game moves the ball. Run game moves the chains. Run game makes it easier on the passing down. So I'm a huge fan of the pick. And I'd like to see what he does when he gets here. It's his job day one. We know that. It's not going to be Warren or Mitchell, but it's the right pick. And when you have a head coach who's been in a scouting background and your general manager is a scout as well, they're going to believe they can find that talent in round 2, 3, 4, and beyond. It's the days of just thinking we got to get that guy in the first round and that's it are over for Jets fans. These guys are going to build their team and build it well, in my belief.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching live right now, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you were at the draft party tonight and you're tuned in after the fact, you're probably downstairs right now drinking and enjoying the end of this Knick game. Knicks better hold on here as I'm watching it through the corner of my eye. Thank you again to everyone who came out tonight. Thank you again to this guy. Thank you to Fireman Ed. I mean, I'll tell you what, Nick. I had the best view of the whole crowd tonight. Did you see this video of Edley in the chant? Look at this. Just unreal, man. Unreal.
Great environment for Jets fans. The stairs and the little perch on the stairs.
Perfect.
Fantastic. It's a good overlay of the whole party. There's not a bad view in this place. You did really well picking a place, putting this together, man. It came together really nicely. No problems whatsoever.
Couldn't have done it without you, man. A couple super chats and a gifted membership here. I do want to say this all weekend long. We're doing massive giveaways on the show, and every membership gifted and every super chat that counts is going to be double the qualified membership entry. So we're giving away a signed Joe Namath jersey, a signed Justin Fields helmet, a signed Aaron Glenn helmet, a signed Curtis Martin helmet, and a signed DeBrickashaw Ferguson helmet. Mega raffle. And I'm seeing here Janice Jet is in the Asmaniac raffle for 40 entries because she gifted 20 channel memberships. Janice, I'm playing the Ed video again. Let's go, Jets. Let's be positive tonight. How about that? Let's go. You got a membership from Janice. Make sure you thank her. Joe Grow, before the show wanted, he wanted Tyler Warren, but I did see Joe Grow earlier. I think he's okay with Membou, and that's kind of my point, right? Like, I wanted Warren, you wanted Warren, but you can't be upset with the logic of taking what they believe is the best offensive lineman in the draft.
No, and there's a lot of tight ends in this draft. This is a tight end heavy draft. I guess they value the offensive tackle and the drop off greater than they do the drop off at tight end, right? Or weapon. So go get the offensive lineman, solidify the front, which now, in essence, when that hits, it makes your weapons' jobs easier. They got more time to run routes. Your run game is better. Your run game gets more on the ground. Your passing third downs are shorter. And you have a mobile quarterback. So creating the environment for this mobile quarterback who can take it the distance at any time and shake and bake and make somebody miss, you want to have the right guys in front of him. And we got 5, and we have 5 that we have not had this type of 5 since the last time we were in the playoffs.
Yeah, the last time the Jets had a legit 1 through 5, at least on paper here, right? We'll see how it plays out. That is as good as what this should be. You have to go back to 09 and 10, the last time this team was any good consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, you really do. That's how bad it's been.
Yeah.
And they tried to do it for years and address the O-line, and it didn't work with every first-round pick and some of these early picks, but seemingly they hit with Olu. They hit with Tippmann. They got some good fortune, good signing. Give credit to Joe Douglas for that with John Simpson. Yeah, AVT's a good player. Hopefully he can stay on the field this year, and I think Membou's going to be good. I think he's going to be a very good right tackle.
It's the right guy. And you see now, we've talked about it for months, right? Endless hours that have been talked about. What are they going to do? What's their identity? Who do they want to be? I think you're starting to see it come together with the running quarterback, the right tackle. They want to be a team to punch you in the mouth, punish you in the trenches, and I don't think they're done with it yet. They're still going to add to the D-line. Everyone knows I want a massive defensive tackle to put next to Quinnen, to open up the guys on the outside, to open up your linebackers blitzing, dominate the trenches, dominate the game, put the Aaron Glenn identity together, and we saw a really big piece of that puzzle come together tonight, Jake.
Nate says, draft happened. I'm back in. Let's go, Jets. Jersey barriers. I love it. Thunderlift says, Ed, you're jacked. You're the man. Absolute legend. For those tuning in late, Fireman Ed joined us as one of our first guests here on our little couch type set. Like it's something to give people an idea where we're at. Maybe you could take the camera when you get off and just give you a little view of what the overview is. Knicks win, by the way, it looks like, so thank God. I don't know if it's done deal yet. Let's see. It's 116, 113, 5.8 seconds to go. I think OG's headed to the line here, so they should win. I don't want to jinx it just yet. Big win for the Knicks, hopefully. Islip Jet Fan says, I was team tight end, Jake, and you and Ed are right. Can't go wrong making a strong O-line if all goes well. Top 10 O-line. Look, I think they have a chance to be better than top 10, but they certainly should be just based on the investments they put into the unit and the play last year at times. They should be a top 10 offensive line unit, Nick.
Yeah, you're going to see a team that's going to line up and punch you in the mouth, right? I don't know how cute they're going to get, but you do have AVT at guard who can move. So when you want to run those stretch runs, you want to run those bootlegs, you want to run those RPOs where Fields pulls it and you get somebody leading, blocking back out on the backside. It's this for Turner and Engstrand. They can build a fun run game plan. I know people hear run game and they think off guard, off tackle. They roll their eyes thinking the old Adam Gates, Frank Gore, 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage dive. But the run game is getting creative in the NFL.
Especially when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields. That's it.
You're at the drawing board if you haven't finished it up already, and you got to be excited if you're the ones drawing these plays up.
If this team is well coached on offense, they should be competent. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because the talent is to be competent. Now they got to find some weapons. I'm very nervous about the receiver room minus Garrett. Hopefully tomorrow they take a receiver. And, you know, I've been pounding the drum for Tyler Lockett. You see him go for $4 million. I'm like, couldn't the Jets have done that? You know, Tennessee signed him yesterday. But, you know, Amari Cooper is still out there. Keenan Allen's still out there. I think they're a receiver short in that room, but we still got a whole draft to go, and we'll see what they do there. JYB in the raffle for 10. That's right. All memberships and super chats are boosted all weekend. Double the fun in honor of the draft. Let's run the air out of the ball, and it will open up fields for the easy reads. Exactly what we were talking about.
You get that going. You get play action going. You get the defense taking that one step in the wrong direction, and now you gash them going back the other way with Brees, with Fields. That's the difference between a 7-yard run that's short of a first down and taking it the distance. And we've seen Brees and Fields both be able to take it the distance throughout their careers. So build it, punch people in the mouth, be fantastic.
Bino says, where's Gormani? Charles has been a huge hit tonight. Huge.
Charles has worked the room. You and Charles have worked the room at a level that I have not seen. Charles has greeted everyone, introduced himself.
Can I tell you my Charles story? He bullied me into giving my phone number to him. Bullied me. Came up to me. Can I get your number, Jake? Are we friends? And I go, oh, I can't say no to him in person right now. I gave him my number.
Can we make an announcement?
Am I going to regret?
Can we make a Gorman announcement?
You can make the Charles Gorman announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, I picked up Charles Gorman, and in my book bag over here to the side, I have 2 full pages handwritten by Mrs. Gorman with the recipe. We might have to dedicate, you know how we did the selection show?
Yep.
We might have to dedicate a recipe read show because the recipe is in depth. But I have it in my possession. It is safeguarded. It's been up here in the vault. No one's been allowed up here tonight. And we'll have some good content with that down the road for you guys.
But people want Charles Gorman. They want him. Well, if you could get Gorman, we'll put him right on the air, I guess, before we wrap up. Rowan.
But again, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Tremendous event. Happy to be a part of it. Support this guy. He's the best in the business for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
I can't say this enough. Without Nick, this event would not have gone as smoothly as it did, so I can't thank him and everyone that made this so much fun. You're the man. We got another special guest joining us right now. And
he's a champion. He's on the phone.
Hey, Chip. Hey, Chip.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Chip.
Diva.
Hey, Chip.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Act like a champion,
You're
bro.
a champion.
Let's go. You're
Where's
a
the
champion.
passion? I see. You know what? We'll bring you on after it goes final. I think we're gonna win. We're gonna win. I think we're okay. I think Brunson's gonna hit these shots. I'm confident. I'm confident. All right. We're going to bring our another guest on in a moment. Doan Syndrome with a super chat here. Love the Membou pick. Thanks for all the great content, Jake. JETS. Jets. Islip Jet fan. I already read that one. Luis says, let's effing go. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. We had to hear from the winner of Asmaniac Madness in person. Mr. Bonesy joins us now. Bonesy, you've been one of the legends of this evening, people coming up to you, asking for autographs, pictures. What has it been like to be here at the first ever as Maniac Draft Party, as the first ever as Maniac Madness champion? And can I please have the best of the best trophy to show off here on the air? We did a trophy presentation tonight before the draft started, as Mr. Bonesy was presented the best of the best trophy there. You got to hold this as you do the interview.
Yeah, I mean,
like you're the finals MVP doing a post-game interview on the set.
You know, tonight has been it's been a lot of fun. This Asmaniac family that this man has created. You know, we miss everyone who couldn't come tonight, but it's electric. Just all the bonds we've made and the friendships we've had. It's just a beautiful thing. We're really having a great time here. What a spot you picked. I mean, look at this place you have up here, like this little secluded. This is awesome. You can see all the TVs everywhere. This place has been great.
Well, could you imagine if I tried to do the show in the sea of people down there?
Oh, my God. It would have been insane.
This was the view I had of the Fireman Ed Jet Jam right before the pick was in.
That Jet Jam.
Best fan base, man. Imagine this team was any good. Imagine what we're going to be like if this team finally gets out of its own way and can win some games.
It's not fair when we have this type of fan base, this type of community, that we can't. It's been how long? We haven't had more than 7 wins in how long? It's just been too long. We deserve better, and we just got to hope that Aaron Glenn is coming in. He's been through the highs and lows with this franchise. He bleeds green and white. You know, we just got to have faith with his confidence that this could be it. Maybe this night, maybe tonight, we will look back at as this draft was the night that changed around our franchise.
I love it. I love it. You are a champion, Mr. Bonesy. You are. Hopefully, it's the side of the Jets becoming world champions as well.
So that's what I like to hear. I'll trade this trophy in for the Jets, the Jets champion trophy any day. But this has been great. The love that I feel, it's a good feeling, man. It's been a great. It's been a great night. Look at all these people coming back and
people trying to get on the air here, looking at it. I'm going to have Nick do a pan shot of the camera there and give people a little feel for kind of, because we're overlooked to set the scene for everyone. We're on a balcony up here. Nick, can you do me a favor and try and take a little crowd shot there? You got to lift the tripod, be cognizant of the wires, do a little spinorama here, and give people an idea on the view that we have of the draft party. There it is, from right to left, you'll see. Now, some people have started to leave a little bit after the jet pick, but at one point we had probably 300-something people in here, and it stretches all the way to the back left, too, inside Clinton Hall. Like you'll see, if Nick could go all the way back, you'll see. We can't even show the full view, but just give people a little idea. Appreciate it. You can set the camera back normal, Nick. I wanted to give people a little feel for what this party was, though, man.
That was good. That was good.
Spin it a little bit that way. Now we're producing on the air. Keep going. Keep going. Other way. Other way. Other way. More. Other way. There. You take a look. You'll see where you need to set it. There you go. And we're back to a normal shot here. Yeah, but I'm glad we got to do the trophy presentation in person. It couldn't have gone any better that the first ever winner of Asmaniac Madness was here at the first ever draft party. So congrats again to Bonesy and to everyone who makes this community so amazing.
Thank you guys, man. Thanks for all the love, all the support.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Mr. Bonesy joining us here. And now, you guys asked for Charles Gorman. And I got the best producer in the business, Nick Shine, because I have Gorman coming on our show right now, folks. You ready for this? All right, hopefully he doesn't rip one right next to me, because then I'm going to actually have to smell this bad boy in person. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 seed. Hold on, Charles. I'm going to play you in properly. Right now.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Bonesy takes steroids. Please, some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Charles Gorman, everybody. There he is. What's
Hello,
up, Charles?
everybody. First, before I give my thoughts on the draft pick, I just want to say thank you, Jake, for setting up this event. Thank you for setting up this wonderful community. At times, I feel like I'm really speechless because I've never expected to be part of such a loving, accepting community. I feel loved. I feel appreciated. I feel welcomed with open arms. And once again, thank you for helping me with my situation. And you're a blessing to me, man. So
You're the best, Charles. I'm glad you're having a good time tonight, right? Who's been one of your favorite people that you've gotten a chance to meet tonight at this party?
Purple Belt Mike is definitely one. Bonesy, Big Fella, Mimosa, Roseanne.
Yep.
JJ was nice. Luffy was nice. I mean, a lot of people I met. Peg and Artie.
Big fella?
I said the big fella.
Oh, did you? So it's very loud in here. It's hard to hear.
Peg and Artie, the big fella. Bonesy, I said his name. It was a wonderful. This event is an absolute blessing. It really, truly is. And to all my subscribers that wish me the best of luck on this event, thank you.
You have a lot of subscribers.
Yeah, but not as much as you, Jake. Let's not do a
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. That's true. But I gotta take my time with that.
Now, what do you think of the Gorman underwear in person that I showed you?
You didn't show me the underwear.
You didn't see it? It was by all the memorabilia when you first walked in on the left.
I didn't see it. No, I apologize.
All right, well, when I get done with this show, I'm going to have you autograph it so we can use it as a giveaway for one lucky listener, all right?
Okay, thank you.
welcome.
As for the pick, I loved it. We needed the trenches. Now, I understand a lot of people wanted a weapon, and to me, it could have gone, either way. We could have either taken a weapon the first round, offensive tackle, offensive lineman in the second round. We could have taken either an offensive lineman in the first round, and we could take a weapon in the second round. It really could have gone either way to me. So, but we needed Membou. We need to complete our offensive line for this season.
So you're on board with building up the trenches. Here's a look at the projected Jets offensive line, Charles. Best O-line the Jets will put on the field since probably 2010.
I'd say since 2015 because that was when we allowed less than 30 sacks. We had a 1,000-yard rusher in Chris Ivory. We had a pretty solid offensive line. And obviously our greatest offensive line success was from 2008 to 2010 when we had a top elite running game, a decent passing game, not a great, but a decent passing game. And we were able to dominate the trenches. I mean, we had DeBrickashaw Ferguson, Alan Faneca, a Hall of Famer, Matt Slauson, Nick Mangold, Damian Woody at tackle, and Brandon Moore at right guard. So we had a tremendous offensive line. We had an all-time great fullback, and Tony Richardson.
You just going to give the whole roster?
Maybe.
I love it. Couple questions for you, man. People want to know, have you bought Roseanne a drink yet?
No, I have not.
Have you met Roseanne yet?
Yes, I have. She's very beautiful. She's a very
lovely lady. I beat you to it. I beat him to it. He was about to say,
very nice woman.
I said, have you met Roseanne yet? And he goes, yeah, she's a very, and I go, lovely lady. And he was stunned because I got him. I know you better than you know yourself, Gorman.
Let's not push it, Jake.
Love it.
I would love to buy her a drink, but of course I have to respect her father. Call me old-fashioned.
Buy her father an Aaron Glenn old-fashioned that's on the cocktail menu tonight.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
But what I will say is this, Roseanne's a very classy woman. She has a very lovely personality. I'm actually surprised she's a bit younger than me. I thought she would be at least about my age. But she's very, she's interesting.
All right.
I also love meeting Mimosa. She's a very lovely woman too. Peg and Artie, as I mentioned before, were great.
Well, I'll tell you what. Joining us right now are some other lovely ladies. Let's bring them on the show right here. I'm gonna hand my headset to first Jay Graves, who's here.
That's another thing I forgot to mention, Jay Graves.
We have a couple of them right here. What do you think of the pick? We're doing quick takes from a bunch of the Asmaniacs. Your thoughts on the Membou pick, Jay Graves?
I was team weapon, but I'm okay with Membou. He was my second. Right tackle was my second pick, but I'm good with it. Build the line.
Hello, Genergy.
Go with the pick. All right. We have Genergy in the house.
Hey!
Genergy, I'm going to hold the mic as close as I can to you.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the Jets selection of Armand Membou?
I wanted Tyler Warren. I really wanted Tyler Warren. I get it. I know we have to build the trenches and protect fields, but I did want Warren. I think honestly, the highlight was the 5% pictures. We're Fireman Ed. 5%, 5%. Let's go, baby.
That's another thing I forgot to mention. Meeting Fireman Ed was a blessing. I am a big fan of Fireman Ed. He, to me, is the best super fan in the NFL. I wish all teams had super fans, not just the Jets. I wish they all had super fans that represent their teams. Fireman Ed's a nice man. It was an honor and blessing to meet him.
Hey, Luis just sent me $10 to send to you to buy someone a drink, all right? You got to go buy a lovely lady a drink. Could be one of these lovely ladies. Could be Roseanne, but you're buying someone a drink, all right?
Shaking my head. What else is new?
You know what? I know how to Venmo, but do you have your Venmo back? What's the latest with the catfish situation?
Well, I can't transfer it to my bank, but you can Venmo me $10.
All right, I will do that. You got yourself a deal, Charles Gorman. Luis, very kind of you. Now let me ask one more question to each lovely lady, to quote him. That's here. What has been your favorite part about the night tonight, Jay Graves?
The 5%.
Love it. Energy, say a question. What has been your favorite part of tonight?
The 5%ers with Fireman Ed and Jake. Let's go, baby. We're going to reach 10%, actually, one day.
Thank you both for joining. Charles, thank you for hopping on.
Thank you, Jake, and God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman, Genergy, Jay Graves. What a crew. What a crew. All right. Let's rapid fire through some super chats and some calls, and then we'll wrap up a shorter show tonight. I'm going to be live in the morning. I'm going to be live all throughout night two. So we're going to do mega streams. I got Dylan Terriman co-hosting with me tomorrow night. We're going to be live on day 3 as well. So it's going to be a blast. And I'm going to give Nick Shine an assignment right now. I got about, let's say, 15 minutes left of the show, Nick. Any notable Asmaniac that you think would be great to get on this show before it's over, I'd leave it up to you. I'm deferring to you.
All on me. Great. All right, I'll be the good guy or the bad guy.
You're the producer. You're going to produce and determine which Asmaniac we're putting on the air. I love it. I love it. It is in your hands. Dylan, speaking of the devil, trenches, baby. You know it had to happen this way. Everyone enjoy the draft party and be safe. By DYSL Studio and Drink on Me. She is here. She is in the house, which is so great. So many people came from all over the place. Australia Jet Band is here. I gifted him a surprise jersey, a Justin Fields jersey. So no more Zach Wilson jersey for Australian Jet Band. He now has QB1 of the 2025 Jets. TH3 Entertainment, objective update, get Charles a date tonight. Amen. Bino Gourmandi certified chick magnet. More moves. Chef Kevin, did Charles bring his mom's chicken soup recipe? Love the jersey. He did. Nick Shine has it. Dan says Joe Douglas's first pick was a tackle too, and it set him back because he got it wrong. Hopefully, the evaluation by this regime is better than the evaluation on Becton. Becton was a questionable pick. We weren't sure. Ladies and gentlemen, another special guest is going to join us here on the show. But first, Indy Jets. Jake, buy Jay Graves a jet a drink on me and F American Airlines. Indy, we're thinking about you, man. People were bummed when I told them your flight got canceled, man. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the show is a Jet legend, an Asmaniac legend. It is time. Kyle Clifton is here at the draft party. What do we think of Armand Membou, Mr. Clifton?
Well, we married value to where we picked, and you can't really object to that, right?
I love it.
I love the tight ends. I would have loved to go back a little bit. They went a little bit later than I would have thought or suspected. Maybe that's the nature of the position, but Armand Membou is going to only help us. It was a glaring need. I'm just glad it wasn't a defensive player.
Yeah, to me, we'll never know what they would have done if Graham was on the board and they had to decide, but I was relieved when he was picked in front of the Jets. Now, we didn't think he'd be 5 to Cleveland. We thought it'd be 5 to Jacksonville, but the same crop of players in the 1 through 6 ended up being the same crop that we thought. You knew Hunter would be gone. You knew Carter would be gone. Ward would be gone.
Just a little different order.
Just the teams in the order maybe a little different, Gent D, but ultimately they played the board. I believe that Membou was their highest rated player. He fills a need. I have no issue with the pick at all. Now they got to hopefully hit on some weapons on day 2 tomorrow night.
Well, I mean, the story isn't really who the Jets took. It's the party you threw here, Jake. I mean, like,
you having a good time?
Very much so. Very much so. And I think my friends, they were a little overwhelmed. I don't think they kind of knew about Osmania as much as when I came in the tour and I got so many warm and friendly greetings.
I love it. People coming up to you, thanking you for your service, playing for the Jets as well.
Yeah, that too. The hair is long gone, though, Jake. It's long gone.
I love it. You look great.
I look how I look.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your calls. You bring a lot to this show, and I know people are excited to see you in person here at the
Thanks
party.
for having me, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton. Let's do more special guests here before we wrap up our live reaction show from Clinton Hall at the Asmaniac Draft Party. But one more time, the Kyle Clifton theme plays right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined right now by Purple Belt Mike. What's up, Mike?
Yo, what's up,
We got the chain on.
What's up, baby? Let's go, Jets.
I'm asking everyone their thoughts. React to Membou. Your thoughts on the pick.
I wanted a big boy. We got a big boy. Let's fucking run the football. Run it down their throats.
Family show.
It's the Jets, baby. We are going to run the ball, baby. Run it right down their throats. Let's go. Let's go, baby. I'm pumped.
You having a good time tonight?
Having a great time, man. Awesome host right here, guys. Awesome freaking host.
Love it.
So much fun. All you guys watching and missing out. I'm sorry. Gotta come back. Yeah. Got to come next year. So much fun. For real. So much fun.
I appreciate you being here, brother.
Shout out to the Asmaniacs, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike. All right. Before we bring on our next in-person guest, I'm seeing that we have a group of Asmaniacs that appear to be at a baseball game in Southern California. Addison is up next. Hello, Addison. Rick Kent. Where's Craig? Now, you guys are at an Angels game, right? Yes. I love it. I love it. Look at this.
Stadium. I have 28 more ballparks to go.
Craig left. Incredible.
Craig, he left. Craig, I'll call back in when Craig comes back.
Call back with Craig. In the meantime, let's say hello right now to a man who's always on his bike. If you missed the show earlier, he actually hit a guy on his bike when he called in.
More of your calls, shall we? Let's say hello to a man on the mean streets of New York City. Nate, Nate, is on the bike. Hello, Nate.
Jake, good morning. Oh, buddy! Did you see it? Did you fucking see that guy?
Oh, my God.
Oh, he almost took a body out live on the Jake Asman show.
It's amazing they let you in here because I thought for sure you were going to get arrested after you hit that guy on the street today.
So, I mean, when I came in, the security at the desk told me they went over the videotape, and it was clear they saw the green light. So they saw that I had the right of way, and I get it. It was close to work time. Like, he might have had an internship. I don't know what was going on in the guy's life. He was clearly running to make that life before it changed. But I had the green. We went over the tape. I talked to Tiffany. Shout out to Tiffany at the front desk. Tiffany said, you had the green light. You had the right of way. He had to watch his way. And shout out to keeping the pedestrians safe while still keeping the Asmaniac and the show going. So,
you having a good night tonight?
Dude, it was tremendous. If you weren't here... let me treat. What can I compare it to, Gary? It's like missing the moon landing on July 20th, 1969.
Oh my goodness!
Like, if you weren't there on July 20th, 1969, to see the live broadcast, if you weren't in Clinton Hall to see Armand Membou, and honestly, I forgot the first 5 picks beforehand. I just know Travis Hunter was traded up for, and shout out to them because I love Travis Hunter. But honestly, Jake, with the Armand Membou pick, I interviewed a lot of people, a lot of Asmaniacs. I'll send you some clips going around to get their initial reaction. But my initial thought was they didn't fall in love with Tyler Warren, right?
They liked him, but they didn't maybe love him.
Right. So you've talked about this on your show daily, where it's like, the number one and number two used word is Warren and Membou. It's just Warren and Membou every single day. And they clearly didn't fall in love with Tyler Warren. And apparently a lot of the rest of the NFL didn't fall in love with Tyler Warren. Who was the first tight end off the board?
Well, at least Chicago didn't fall in love with him, that's for sure.
Right,
Preston
so
Loveland, yeah.
at least one of the team was not passionately in love with Tyler Warren like a lot of Jets fans or the Warren Warriors, if you're opposed to. Whether they fell in love with a guy or not, they went with a guy, right tackle, left tackle. People debate whether that's a position you would take in the first round, but they went with a guy who they think we're going to solidify this offensive line, and we should have a good running game. We have Justin Fields. We have, as of today, we have Breece Hall. So we should have a good running game.
We have an identity on offense, and now the focus has to be can this organization that has failed through countless GMs and coaches find skill players, receiver, tight end, on the second and third day of this draft that could meaningfully help the team. The Lions took Penei Sewell. People will say, oh, Glenn's following that blueprint. Who's the Jets, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they're going to find on day 2 and day 3 this year?
To most NFL personnel, right, or NFL people, tomorrow is more important than today.
100%.
Right?
You get more picks tomorrow.
Tomorrow is more important than today. And in turn, Sunday is just as important, or Saturday is just as important or more important than Friday. So, listen, I love the right tackle, and I'm all in on it, and they clearly didn't fall in love with the skill position. They didn't fall in love with the Ted. They didn't fall in love with the Tyler Warren. And now we got 5 offensive linemen under contract, and let's get this thing rolling. I'm getting Rex Ryan vibes. I'm waiting for my voicemail from Aaron Glenn to say, let's get the boys going on home opener versus the Patriots. Like, turn me up, Jake. Let's go. Let's go. If you're not at Clinton Hall, turn me up. Let's go, Jake.
Thank you for being here, Nate. And please don't hit anyone on the street on your bike on the way home.
Honestly, after 4 tequila sunrises.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nate, Nate, live and
yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
All right, before we bring on our next special guest, a huge shout out to Indy Jets, who sent in a $100 super chat. That is 40 raffle entries. All super chats of $10 or higher are double the raffle entries, plus gifted memberships is double. You get 5, you get 10, for example. Incredible. I'm sounding the Jet chant for you, Indy. We wish you were here, my man. And no doubt, we will definitely give Charles a little heads up on buying some drinks for the, quote, lovely ladies. Joining us right now is another legendary member of this community, rocking one of the coolest jerseys at our party. Snowball is here, the host of Jets Worldwide. Wide. All right, I need the take immediately. Armand Membou, yay or nay?
Yay. Safe, very yay, very, no one's going to get fired because they took Armand Membou.
By the way, real quick, Barron just went to Denver at pick 20, which is where he was projected to go in the 20. So thank God the smokescreen wasn't true on Barron being the pick at 7 for the Jets.
I'm very happy that didn't happen.
Yes, me too. Membou, safe pick. I was good with Warren. I was certainly good with Membou. I didn't want a defensive player. I'm glad we didn't have to ever know if they would have taken Graham if he was there at 7.
Definitely not what we needed at that point. So, again, Membou, a very safe, very solid pick. I'm just anxious to see what's next. Do they actually trade back into the first? Do you think that they'll trade back into the first?
Man, I'd be surprised because they need picks. I can't see them using any picks to move up. The only way they would do that is
and forwards.
Well, the only way I saw them maybe moving up would have been if they moved back initially from 7. Which, hey, if Graham or Genty maybe were there, maybe they could have had an offer to move back a little bit.
Maybe 42 doesn't turn into 42. Maybe we trade back from 42.
I'm just waiting to see when the Giants come up to make their move for a quarterback, if they do. And where's Shador going to go? I mean, Pittsburgh right now on the clock. Is this a Sanders spot maybe?
Well, I mean, we'll see when it comes up, but I'm actually. You think it's going to happen? I think it's going to happen.
I hear Schefter in the background talking about it. But overall, you having a good time tonight, Snowball?
I am. Tonight was a very great night. You did an awesome job. Very thankful for everything that you've done for us as a community. Beautiful venue. Great drinks. Good company. Fireman Ed was awesome. This has been a night of nights.
I love it. Thank you for being here, man.
You're very welcome.
You're the best.
Take care,
the pride of Long Island, one of the great teachers in the history of the Long Island education system, Snowball, our guy. Jets Worldwide. Go subscribe to that on YouTube. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Reminder, this show's available in podcast form. The #1 show for Jets content right here is available in audio form. Apple or Spotify is where you can find it. Joining me right now is a man who needs no introduction. He's a man who is wide awake, and he's ready to give us some Jet takes. V-Man joins us now. Sit on down on my couch here, V-Man. Don't lose your headset already. What we doing?
I don't know.
How we feeling?
Feeling fine. How are you feeling?
Are you having a good night? Let's start there.
Well, yeah, I'd be having a better night. I tell you this, I'd be having a better night if I didn't have to go into work.
Are you working tonight?
Yeah, right at this, I'm heading out to Hudson Yards.
So you came here, you partied. I'm not going to say what I saw you doing, but I saw you getting after it a little bit. And now you're going to go work an 8-hour shift?
Yeah.
You're built differently, man.
Well, yeah. That's the way my family is. We're built. It's Latinos. It's beer, then work.
Now give me a feel for the Armand Membou pick. You on board?
Yeah. You know what? I'm good with it. I was feeling vibing offense. Strengthening that offensive line, getting the, if you will, the final key to the offensive line. You got every spot now hopefully set for the foreseeable future.
Hold on, let's see if Pittsburgh's going to take Sanders here. I don't think they're going to. I think it's all smoke, unless it's not. Yep, it was smoke. It was smoke.
Is he going to just fall out of the first round?
He might, unless someone trades back in. Sanders is falling out of round 1 if someone doesn't trade back in. Because I can't find a team for him.
Yeah, I don't see a team for him.
Unreal. People are saying that you're loaded, V-Man. You're hammered. You're under the influence of lots of substances. Would you care to address that?
I'm relatively sober because, like I said, I don't need to lose my job. It was a hassle getting in the first place.
You believe in achievement. You believe in working hard, like Dave Briggett says.
Yeah, like I said, I work. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not my grandfather. I don't work myself to the bone. The true story, that man only retired because his company moved out of the Bronx. That he only retired. He would have been there until he was a corpse on the ground.
V-Man, thank you for being here tonight, and good luck at work. Ladies and gentlemen, Vincent V-Man in the house, in the building. You had to find V-Man, though. He was tucked in a corner for part of the night. I did see as I was making my rounds. Before I bring on our next guest, let's say hello to a guy who traveled all the way to America in part because he loves the Jets. Craig in Australia is with us now. Hello, Craig. How's wearing a Jet jersey at a baseball game going?
G'day, mate. How you going?
I have a fellow Australian here as well. AJF is in the house, too.
Craig, how's it going?
Mate, how you going? You all right?
Craig, I took good care of him. I made sure we hooked him up with a Justin Fields jersey for coming all the way from Finland.
Oh, good stuff.
You still got the tags on.
I got the murder.
You got to take the tags off.
I didn't take it because I like to look in fresh. I couldn't be more thankful that I picked the Jets as a team.
Imagine saying that.
I'm being honest. Coming here from Australia, all the Asmaniacs taking care of me best way possible. Really made me feel at home, made me thankful. And, people like to think I live in Finland, but I like to say I live on the Jake Asman show. I mean, he's used to it now. I'm pretty much just sitting in there every call.
He's talking to AJF.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Well, I love it. The movement of Jet fans, as maniacs from Australia, continues to grow. We got you, and we got Craig, a huge part of it. So I love it.
I love it too.
Hey, and we've got EB as well. We've got Luke down there as well.
There he is. Love it.
Genuinely, I would recommend going for the Jets to anyone from Australia. Even though we haven't had much success, it's the family, and it's coming. It's coming soon. I can feel it.
I love it. Well said. Craig, enjoy the West Coast, and we look forward to you being on the East Coast next week. We can't wait.
I'll see you next week, mate. Take care, all right?
Love it. Love it. AJF, are you having a good time? Give us the breakdown on your experience in America so far. You flew in this morning. You called in from the plane. You called in when you were going through customs. You've been in America now for 12 hours. What do you think of the USA?
So when I first got here, it was very overwhelming. Trying to figure out all the different modes of public transport here and there. It took me a while, but I eventually got to where I was staying in Hell's Kitchen, and then I made my way to to the station underneath Madison Square Garden. Met up with Purple Belt Mike and Mimosa, who took care of me. And then, eventually we all came to the draft party here together. And it's just been an awesome experience. Like, I can't wait to come back. It's my plan to come back later and watch an actual game at MetLife because I love the Jets.
I love it. Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you had a great time. And I'm glad you got a real jersey on it, not Zach Wilson. We couldn't allow that.
That Zach Wilson jersey was like $10 off a Chinese website that doesn't exist anymore.
You know what? Never again. Never again. Welcome to the USA.
I call in all the time. I'm here now live in the flesh. It's surreal. JETS, Jets, baby. Let's go. Thank you again to Jake. Built the best community, best NFL community on the internet.
AJF, everybody. All right. I want to thank everyone who came in studio here. There's a couple people on hold. We'll do a couple quick calls and then I'll wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob the Jet fan, first up. Hello, Rob. Quick thoughts on Armand Membou. Your take.
Logical choice. I can definitely live with it. It's not a bad choice. I just wanted the sexy choice of Tyler Warren, obviously. But I can live with this. I just hope that, day 2, they can address the offense and let's go out and get a good tight end or a wide receiver and have Justin Fields throw to someone. Because, right now we have no one really to throw to other than Garrett Wilson. That's 100%. The only thing that I have a problem with.
Yeah, look, they got to address weapons, 100%. And this to me tells me they feel confident they could find a legit playmaker in the second round, whereas maybe they didn't love the tackle group if they didn't take Membou at 7.
I hope so, Jake.
Maybe they thought there was a big drop-off. We'll find out.
Yeah, I hope so, Jake. Now, just real quick, I know you're going through these guys quickly, but I didn't hear anything about Breece Hall wanted to get traded. Is that true?
Well, there's rumblings that the Jets are shopping him, which we kind of knew was out there, but Josina Anderson had a report today that the Jets had made him available, but we'll find out if that's actually true based on
hopefully that's not true.
Weekend. Yeah, we will. I hope it's not true at all.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But sorry that I missed the party. It looks like you guys had a great time. Hopefully I can catch the next one. But just JETS, Jets. And let's hope for day 2 that we address the offense so we have someone to throw the ball to. I'll be a happy camper.
Amen, man. Appreciate you. Aurora is up next. She's a member of our 4.5% and growing female demo. Aurora, what do you think of the pick?
Safe. I told Wesley this. I said, I feel like we take offensive line every draft. So I think, at this point, I'm hoping that they go with a playmaker the second round. I did hear Glenn just now over in the conference call with him and Muji that they value the trenches. So I will not be surprised if we see D-line being handled sooner rather than later. With it. So overall, I think it's a safe pick, but again, I'm a little disappointed because I would like us to have a little bit more of a rich pick and say hello to the cat there because she decided to make a appearance. That's about it.
I love it. Aurora, thanks for tuning in. We got to get you at the next draft party.
Yes. Bye.
Aurora, check in with a rational take, I should say. Mike Dems picked a solid player, didn't trade any of our studs. Allen must be devastated. To be fair, draft ain't over yet. Some trades could happen tomorrow or Saturday, but I hope they don't trade Breece. I hope they don't trade Quincy. I just don't think that's smart team building at all. At all. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple final calls, and then we out. Buckle up. Who knows what this guy is going to say on the night the New York Jets have drafted a big-time, we hope, right tackle. Folks, it is time to unleash the beast. Dun, dun, dun. Where's my video? There it is.
We got one of our draft picks tonight. We ain't done yet. We're just getting started. And for you, Jake, I bought you the greatest birthday present in the world. If you want this, all you gotta do is send me a zip code, address, and it's all yours, kids. It's all yours. Courtesy of me. And we're gonna go get him. And tonight, Fireman Ed made an example loud. Let's play that one more time. Go to Fireman Ed. Let's get it loud and let's get it really clear. Come on, put on Fireman Ed. What I'm talking about right there. Put it in the bank because we're gonna kick some ass. And Alan, I hope you like that because we're not trading peace, Jack. You can cry, you can sulk in your diapers all you want, because you know what, Jack? We're coming for you, and we are coming to kick your ass all night long.
Would you silence, or should I do one of these?
Hell yeah, Beast. Hell yeah. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. All right, last couple calls here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm back tomorrow morning for more reaction on tonight and a look ahead to day 2. And we're going to be live for the entire draft tomorrow night. So come stream the draft with us. Jets Jesus, take us home, my man. What do you got?
Jake, I'm stoked. I was feeling Membou today. I've kind of been back and forth on who I'd prefer. And I don't know, when I was listening to your show this morning, this is the pick that I was kind of expecting to come in. Been feeling good about it. It got announced. I was nervous when the Patriots were picking, dude. I was just like, dude, I don't want to hear Membou's name. Like that, you know, even just to give the Jets the selection of being able to go either with Warren or Membou, I was like, let them get who they want out of the two of them. Don't let the Pats go Campbell like they did. And yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I like it. I feel like it's really solid. You know, some of the stuff that was said about Warren, and then maybe that led to him slipping a little bit of just, you know, hey, it was one big season, this and that. He was the main guy on their offense, whatever. I'm pumped. I like the O-line being really solid like this. I'm positive about it. I don't feel any like, oh, it coulda and it shoulda and all that stuff. But now it's time to get it done tomorrow.
100%. Let's hope that the football gods will bless the Jets with smart decision making at 42-73. Jets Jesus, please.
Amen.
Amen. Love it. Jets Jesus, the man. All right, last call of the night. Zach, what do you got for us? Close us out.
What's up, Jake? How we doing?
Is that an AG jersey?
Yes, sir.
Hey, love it, man. Love it.
I just want to say, I want to start off by just shouting out my father. He's a huge fan of this show. He watches every day when you're offline because he works during the day. I believe he's watching right now, so shout out Mark. Dad, what's up?
Shout out to Zach's dad, Mark. Love it.
So sorry I couldn't come tonight. I really wanted to go. I got off work too late, so but maybe next time. I just want to say I like this pick. I really do. It's not who I wanted, like, entirely. I wanted Warren so bad, but this is the safe pick. You know, this is the right thing to do. It's just like Olu last year, so, you know, let's lock up these trenches and let's go, baby. AG,
love it
on top.
Hey,
Jake, it's a pleasure, my brother. I watch you every morning. I don't call in all the time, but shout out to you, brother.
Appreciate your support, Zach. Your guy JJ's here as well. Would have been great to meet you two in person.
Is he here or no?
Somewhere. Yeah, he's downstairs somewhere.
Tell JJ I said what's up.
I will. I'll pass it on. Good call, Zach. Shout out to your dad as well. I want to thank all of you for your support. Speaking of support, are you kidding me, from JYB? JYB, you are the man, my friend. You're in the raffle for 40 channel memberships.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Do you believe Muji when he says, I haven't talked to any teams about Brees, he's on the team? I have not yet seen that quote. That's why I'm glad I'm going to go live in the morning. Look, do I believe Muji? I can't sit here and say I have a reason to doubt him at this point. He's brand new on the job. My hope is that Brees remains on this team. I think he has not been properly utilized by a real coaching staff to this point. I think he's got too much talent, and I think this running back class is too good. So you'd be selling Brees low and not really being able to get a huge trade return, because teams are just going to say, why would we sign a guy who has no years left on his contract in a loaded running back class? So I think Brees will be on the Jets, and I'm hoping that remains the case. But JYB, thank you for your super chat, man. Means a lot. To everyone who's watching this that was at our party tonight, thank you for coming out. I hope you all had a great time. Again, thank you to Clifton Hall for hosting all of us. Thank you to Fireman Ed for being so great with his time and gracious with the fans. It was a blast meeting so many of you in person and seeing so many familiar faces once again. Thank you to Nick Shine for his help before the show, producing the show. Nick, wave to the people. Nick was behind the scenes helping me orchestrate the Asmaniacs to come down. He's awesome. We couldn't have done this awesome broadcast without him. Again, thank you all. I'm back tomorrow morning. Going to be live in the 10 a.m. hour, and then we're going to be live for the entirety of night 2. So watch the draft with me and your favorite Asmaniacs as we react to what the Jets do in real time all together. Again, thank you all for your support. JETS, 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 Jets. Armand Membou's a Jet. Fireman Ed closes out, baby.
Yeah!